ॐ ॐ गं गणपतये नमः। ॐ सं सरस्वत्यै नमः। ॐ गुं गुरुभ्यो नमः। समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम् सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्। ॐ श्री चिन्मय सद्गुरवे नमः। हरि ओम। Welcome to the second week of I Commit to Win, the motivational talk series conducted every Sunday for aspirants of the IAS, Indian Administrative Service, exams and other UPSC exams. This is happening under the auspices of Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services Satellite Center, Puducherry, from Chennai's Puducherry Satellite Center. So, today's topic is be with your identity. What is identity? The thought of I, which we have, I get up, I go, I study, I sit, I am an aspirant for IAS, I am preparing for the civil service exams, I am good, I am not so good, I am excellent, I can make it, I don't think I can make it. These are all thoughts that are surrounding a letter called I. It is the word letter. I is a word which represents, which refers to this I, the person, and I is also an individual letter in the English alphabet. When this I makes a dent into a thought, there is a thought, I can or I cannot, I will or I will not, I should or I should not, I feel, I think, I recollect, I remember, I don't remember, I know, I don't know. In all this, this thought of I is making a dent and entering into the other thought, and then it becomes an identity. Once this thought of I makes a dent into something, like a dent into a car, there is a depression in the car. We don't want a dent in a car. In the same way, we don't want a dent in our thoughts. We don't want any dent happens. It deforms the thought. So this I makes a dent into something. It becomes identity. So what is my identity? Be with my identity. Vedanta talks about our true identity as the self within and the self in all. I am everywhere, I am in everything. And there are many, many great saints and sages who live in that identity. So they don't want to do anything to achieve something in life because they have achieved the biggest identity possible of being the self in all and living as one with this universe. But we are all looking for little things in our life to be fulfilled. So we will look at our identity as a civil service aspirant. You want to be a civil servant, you want to serve the society as an IAS officer, IPS officer, IFS officer, or Indian Forest Service or Indian Foreign Service officer. So you want to choose an identity. Last week we saw, I am here, the goal is here. Last week we spoke about clearing the goal and clarifying the goal. If you go to the Dropbox, you have a list of all the thoughts that were spoken about last week, and you can, all the list of the thoughts that are going to be spoken about now will appear next week, next Sunday. So we spoke about making the goal clear, and we also spoke about Gurudev Swami Chinmayananda, who says very clearly in his book Kindle Live, he says keep the goal very high as possible, and keep a very high goal. It is not important to keep a small goal and achieve it and be happy about it. But you keep the goal very high, and even if you don't achieve it, you would have crossed many milestones in your life. So keep the goal very high, and then don't Be agitated about the thoughts of the future. Don't be worried about the thoughts of the past. And in the present moment, don't have any agitations. Then you will surely go work towards your goal and achieve the goal and live a very blissful and happy life. This was the brief content of what we spoke last week. Now, this week, what we are going to speak about is I, the person who's going to achieve the goal. I means you, yourself, the aspirant for IAS. When you refer to yourself, you say I. What is this I made up of? I made up of. This I has got actually, we think about the I as a body. No, I am going, I am coming, I am sitting, I am talking. And every time when we say this we refer to the body as I. But our books of literature, books about my own self, the Upanishads, and all the other texts that talk on the Upanishad refer to the I in 5 parts. The first part of I is what we all see, what we all think of each other as I, or you, or they, or them, which is the physical body. And this physical body has 6 modifications or 6 changes. It is, in the present, it is caused, meaning it is there in the mother's womb. Then it is born, it grows, it changes, it decays, and it dies. It has got only these stations. Anybody's physical body will go through only these 6 processes. There is no change. Whether it is a prime minister, or the farmer, or the sweeper, or anybody in this world, these 6 changes are there for the physical body. The next layer of I, which we know as I or you, is the energy body. This energy body is what sustains us. It gives us energy. When I feel thirsty, the energy body feels that when you drink water, you will get energy. Or when you eat food, you will get energy. So the energy body is a second layer of I, which is having 2 modifications of food and hunger and thirst. Then there is a third layer of body, which is called the mind body. The mind body has got 2 main modifications of I like and I don't like. The mind body goes towards something that it likes, and the mind body withdraws from something that it doesn't like. I like, I don't like, the mind body. Then you have the intellect body. The intellect body is the decision making. I like to listen to this talk at 6 to 6:30 in the evening, says the mind. And the other part of the mind says, no, no, no. I like to go to the beach, or I like to simply chill out. I don't want to do anything else. I like to study for the exam, or I like to study for the IAS. I like to prepare well, says the mind. Another part of the mind says, no, 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 no. I don't like to study now. I will study later. I want to watch a movie. So the mind says these 2 things, but the intellect body says, I like to study for the IAS is one thought, and you have to study for the IAS. You have to prepare well. So don't go for the movie, sit down and study. That is my own intellect body. It is not somebody else who tells me. It is not another friend who tells me. A friend may tell, but I make the decision. The intellect makes the decision. I like, I don't like. Then there is a fifth body in us, which is the experiencing body. Everything that is happening in the world, it comes into us through the sense organs, through the eyes, through the ears, through the nose, through the tongue, and through the skin. Input is coming into us, and the experienced body is experiencing it. Oh, I'm feeling hot. I'm feeling cold. I don't know what is this. I know what is this. This is the experiencing body. So, identity means something that is beyond these 5 bodies, something that is beyond the physical body, something that's beyond the energy body, something that's beyond the mind, something that's beyond the intellect, and something that is beyond the experiencer. The one who experiences the one who decides, the one who feels I like this, I don't like this, the one who feels hunger or thirst, the one who feels I am born, I am growing, I am experiencing decay, and I will one day die. That one is the I, and that is your true identity. Your true identity is the I. The Yoga Sutras begin what is yoga. Last week we saw what is yoga is when the thought and the feeling become one, there is a state of yoga. And becoming one is being steady. That is what yoga says. When the mind which has all many objects in it, which has many sounds in it, which has many sights in it, which has many smells in it, which has many tastes in it, and which has many feelings in it in the form of heat and cold and experiences in it. That mind, when it is still, it is in a state of yoga. And what happens when the mind is still? Like when the waves are still, when the waves are big in the ocean, I am watching the wave. Oh wow, that is a big wave. When the wave is small, I am watching the wave. I'm saying this is a small wave. Wave. This is a frothy wave. This is a beautiful wave. This is a smooth wave. But when there are no waves, I am just watching the ocean. And when I just watch the ocean, my mind becomes still. And at that time, I am in my own identity as awareness. I am awareness. I am awareness. So, body, breath, mind, intellect, and experiencing. So, in these 5 layers, um, one moment. In these 5 layers, in these 5 layers, it is very important to stay with our identity. When I stay with my identity, I am always in that unshakable state. That is what is the state of yoga. The state of yoga is when there is no shaking, there is no disturbance in who I am. When there is no disturbance in who I am, I will be able to focus on what I am doing. So when we are preparing for the civil services, we have a lot of focusing to do. We have to focus our attention. We can't allow our attention to be, we can't allow our attention to be, one moment please. We can't allow our attention to be, just a minute. I have to do some work here on the computer. We have to focus our attention on the work. Now it's even though I'm talking about disturbance and how we should not get disturbed, I'm faced with a major disturbance on online here right now where I am typing, and I'm the only person who has to handle the situation. So even in our preparations for IAS, we will face so many disturbances in our life. So how to remain undisturbed and how to remain calm and how to keep our focus on our goal and our work. So, this is how life teaches us many lessons right away. When you're living with your true identity of who I am, the lessons of life come directly to us. So, staying with the identity is very important. Staying with the right identity. Even if I don't know who I am, even if I don't know that I am the awareness, I am the one who is watching, the seer of the objects, the seer of all the visions around me, the hearer of all the sounds that are coming, the smeller of all the smells that I am getting, the taster of all the tastes. I don't get locked into the taste of the rasagulla and I get excited about it. I don't get frustrated about the taste of karela or bitter gourd and I withdraw from it. I don't get locked in all these tastes. The seer, taster, smeller, the toucher, the feeler. When I am that person and I'm not what is felt, what is seen, what is touched, what is taste, then I will always be in the steady state of I, where I will not be disturbed. When I am in that steady state, I have an advantage over any situation in life. I will be able to focus on my studies well. I will be able to make the right choices with my experience. Whenever I feel I don't know, I will focus on what I should do to know what to do. So, calmness of mind will come when I am established in the identity of myself. When I am established in the identity of my intellect, when I identify myself with the intellect, I know that I am deciding this is the right decision to take. I will, many choices are given, and many choices are given, and I have to focus on the right action. Many choices are there, and I have to decide on what I need to decide, what I need to choose. And when I'm identified with my mind, I'm able to see that I like something and I don't like something. So when I like something, I'm able to see that it is me who's liking behind that object, person, or situation which I like. And in this case, when I'm liking my subject, I'm able to give my full attention to that subject and full attention to studies. When I identify with my breathing, I understand that when I am hungry, I take food, nutritious food. It is very important to be a good student. Nutritious food is very important. And when I'm thirsty, I drink water, and I don't waste my energy drinking something else that is not required, because I'm identified with my vital body, with my breath and my energy body. When I'm identified with the physical body very well, I do yoga asanas, I do pranayama, and I do physical exercises. I relax the body, I keep myself in a relaxed condition so that the body does not disturb me in my studies. I keep my energy body healthy by the right food and the right breathing exercises, so that the energy body is not a disturbance to my preparations for the exams. I attend to my mind to what I like, and I see to it that I'm not disturbed by what I don't like, so that my mind is not a disturbance, and I make the right choices in my life with my intellect, so that I know the intellect is not going to be a disturbance. So once I take to study IAS, I commit to win, and win I will. So I commit myself to study. I enroll myself in the study class for the IAS exams, and I am managing my college studies as well as my civil service preparations. In between, when other people say that why are you spending all your time studying like this, what are you going to gain, why don't you come out and enjoy like that, you know that you identify with your intellect, and you say, no, I have committed myself to do this, and do it I will, and you will be able to go forward in life without any disturbance. And I commit myself to keep my experiences, whatever experiences I receive, I am not disturbed by those experiences. I learn my lessons from those experiences, and I let them go. I don't allow them to stay with me and keep thinking about them and worrying about the future, and being disturbed about the thought and being agitated in the present moment. So if I'm identified with myself, if I'm identified with myself as a seer, then I will not be disturbed by the different circumstances that life throws to me. So when you relate to the intellect, place the right affirmation. So it is very important what affirmations we have. I identify with my affirmation. As an IAS aspirant, what is the affirmation that I like to have? We can always think that, no, I can't do, this is not possible, this is not correct, and all those things. But we should identify with the right affirmation. What is the right affirmation that I can have? I am successful in what I do. It is important to build the success muscle in us. When we prepare for the exam on a day to day basis, I should prepare the success muscle. Like how I do so many reps every day and I prepare make my body fit. In the same way, I should make my intellect fit by doing the success reps every day. Success reps every day are the affirmations that I do. Build the success muscle. What should I do? Say it and do it. It need not be for a whole day or it cannot be for a whole year or a whole month or anything. It can be for 1 hour. This 1 hour, I am going to study. I say it, I'm going to study and I do it. Sit and study. I say it and I do it. So I say I am successful in what I do, but the mind will not believe it. The mind will say, I know how successful you are. Yesterday you kept the alarm at 5:30. You said you wanted to study, and then 5:30 came. You felt you wanted to sleep. You hit the alarm on its head with a bang. You pulled your bedsheet and went to sleep. I know how successful you are. If you want to know your biggest enemy, the biggest enemy is not outside. The biggest enemy is your own mind. The mind will tell you, I know how much you want to go behind success. So you say, I am successful in what I do. And then look for proof. First of all, accept it. Yes, there is a feeling that comes up inside you. I know it is not possible for you, my dear. Don't give such big, what to say, affirmations and try to fool yourself. Inside, the feeling will come. That feeling will not be very nice. You just say, yes, this feeling is not good. I feel something wrong inside me. I say, I want to get up in the morning. Today, I want to keep the alarm so that I get up in the morning at 4:30. The feeling inside you says, no, you will not be able to do it. The first thing that you do is, yes, I accept that that feeling is there. I accept the feeling completely and let it go. And then say again, I am successful in what I do. I want to get up in the morning at 4:30 and get up. I will. Keep the alarm, and when the alarm rings, when you go to sleep at night, you go to sleep saying, I'm successful in what I do. You keep the alarm and you want to get up in the morning. The alarm rings in the morning. You get the feeling inside that you will not be able to do it. Accept that feeling, and the next day, what will happen is the alarm will ring, or even before the alarm rings, you will wake up the alarm and you will get up. So, build the success muscle. What you should do is say it and do it. When you say some affirmation like this, I love general studies. I love to prepare for the civil services. It's very important to say that, because when you say I love to do it, you are giving energy to the mind. The mind loves to gravitate towards whatever it loves, the mind gravitates towards that. The mind will assist you in your work when you love what you are doing. When you can choose to do what you love, or you can love what you do. Both ways, the mind will help you. So, when you say, I love to study, I love to prepare for general studies, look for proof. If you want the mind to accept it, look for proof. What is the proof? You say, I love studying for general studies. And then what is the proof that you can have for this? Another friend of yours also says, hey, even I love to study general studies. Shall we study together? A friend says. So that is the proof for your mind to say that, yes, what I'm saying is actually happening. So I'm successful in what I do, say it and do it. When you say something, look for proof and see what happens. And whenever there is a disturbance in your mind, whenever your mind is telling you, no, 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 it is not possible, you cannot do it, then just simply accept that feeling, and that feeling will go away. So the other affirmation you can have even as you study is to build confidence in you. I clear the exams easily. Make the affirmations in present tense. Don't make the affirmations in future tense, because when you say, I will clear the exam, that is what is the mind is like a soft board. On the soft board, you are etching, you are making an indelible etching. So when you make the etching, like how you etch on rock, I will clear the exams. So the meaning the mind understands is, the will come in future. In future, I will always do it. It will never happen in the present moment. So I clear the exams easily is the etching that you will do in your mind. I understand the concepts well. The subjects are easy to understand. I write original answers with confidence. I have the energy and the stamina to write my exams very well. There is a, if you want to succeed in the civil services, I will give you a very simple technique. The technique is called power. Power is, it is an acronym for what I'm going to say. You can note it down. In the next week, we will give all this in your description box. P is having the picture in your mind. Picture in your mind means I am a successful civil servant. Even if you see our Chinmaya Academy for Civil Services advertisement, there are youngsters who are showing the advertising agency uses this power technique very well. The youngsters show that they are successful. So P is having a picture in your mind that you are an IAS officer or an IPS officer or an IFS officer, whatever you want to do, and visualize yourself doing all that. Visualize yourself sitting in your office room, visualize yourself attending to all the files, visualize yourself attending the meetings, visualize yourself throughout your preparation time. You can spend half an hour of your daily time for this visualization. When you have the strong visualization in your mind, the visualization is bound to happen surely. P is picture in your mind. Picture alone is not enough. You should own that picture. Objectivity, the picture should not be objective image in your mind. The picture should be subjective. Yes, I am the person who is sitting as an IAS officer. I am the person who is successfully doing all the work. I am the person who is becoming a successful IAS officer, an IAS officer whom other IAS officers want to emulate, an IAS officer who is guiding other aspirants in their IAS. You take your imagination to the future tense where you are functioning as an IAS officer, not just an IAS officer, you are guiding others to come into IAS. So P is P and O. P is picture in your mind. O is own the picture. The picture belongs to me. It is my picture. I am the hero of that story. I am the hero of that story that I am writing and directing. Then W is watch for evidence. I already told when you have this picture and you own the picture, then you watch for evidence. What is the evidence? Your teacher will tell you, hey, you can aspire for the IAS. You are very good in administration. Your thinking is very logical and you're thinking with clarity. You have a dynamic personality. Why don't you try for the civil services? Your teacher might tell that day. I'm just giving an example. Or your friend might say, when I see you, I can imagine you as an IAS officer. Your friend will say, which means you have pictured in your mind, you have owned that picture, and now the evidence is coming to you as a proof. And then the POW is over. The word E is there. You have this picture, you own the picture, and you watch for evidence, and you see evidence coming. You must expect it to happen. The problem where people come out of these preparations for civil services or they drop out is they don't expect it to happen. Where am I going to get it? It is not going to happen for me, they say. So P is picture in your mind, O is own the picture, W is watch for evidence, E is expect it to happen. Yes, it is going to happen. I am going to become the officer or whatever designation that I am applying for, whatever designation I am taking the exams for, I am going to do all that. And then the subjects, I understand the concepts well. POWE is expected to happen. And then finally, after 4 years of study, after 3 years of study, or after 1 year of study, when you are right on time, 21 years, or whenever you are going to take the civil services exam, you write the exam and you are successful. When you are successful, You receive with gratitude. It is very, very important. Have gratitude for all the teachers who taught you. Have gratitude for your own self for committing to do this and going through the whole process and succeeding. Receive with thanks. When success, receive with thanks. You don't need to wait for the civil services exams to clear to receive it. Every time when you study for the general studies and when your study is successful that day, have this practice of saying gratitude. When you say, when you're grateful for whatever you go through in life, from morning to night, when your day goes well, at the end of the night, either you can write 10 things for which you are great, just like how you build your success muscle, you build your gratitude muscle. And when you have gratitude, when gratitude becomes your personality, then you have done it even today. Even now, you can make it happen. You can make whatever you want to have achieve happen when one thing you have in life is gratitude. Every night when you go to sleep, you just take a notebook, have a notebook and a lovely gratitude journal and a pen. From the morning, you recollect, what am I grateful for? What are 10 things that I can be very grateful for? And take up a very nice rock. This is a gratitude rock practice. You take a nice rock, it can be something, some beautiful stone that you picked up, or some stone that you have bought, or some beautiful crystal that you have with you, or you choose to buy, whatever it is. It can be a quartz, or a rose quartz, or an amethyst, or all these crystals. You can take one crystal, keep it as your special gratitude crystal or gratitude rock. Every night before going to sleep, keep that rock in your hand, keep it closed, and then think deeply. Say one thing for which you are very, very, very grateful and thankful for that day. Repeat this practice every day and throughout your study period, and you will definitely 100%, if you do all this, you will clear the exams, or you will be very clear about what you really want to do in life, and whatever you want to do and whatever you choose to do, you will be successful. So the numbers for contacting the Puducherry Center, Satellite Center, are provided in the Dropbox within. And in the Dropbox also we have the list of the points that we covered last week. If you really want to succeed in anything, you can follow this YouTube series and check out next week also 6 to 6:30. Same time, we will have this talk on motivation series for the preparation for IAS. This week's book is We Must by Swami Chinmaya. To read out a small part of from this book. Rooted in their faith, they serve the world of their generation, ever heroic in their stance, cheerful in their inner joy, patient with all sorrows. Through their compassion, man has gained the glorious beauty that is in all dynamic goodness. From We Must, every chapter of this book, when I said build your success muscle, when you read this book, it's an authentic way to build your success muscle, because chapter after chapter tells how to hone the different layers of our personality: the physical body, the energy body, the mind, the intellect, and the experiencer, and to know who I am and to identify with the right self of who I am. So, thank you all very much. We will conclude now. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.